Let's chat about the Brooks Glycerin Flex. I'm Chloe May, a running podiatrist based in Brisbane, and I've been testing out the Brooks Glycerin Flex over the last few weeks. Now this is a brand new shoe in the Brooks Glycerin range, so now we have the Flex at one end, the Glycerin Standard and Glycerin GTS in the middle, and then Glycerin Max at the other end. So the Glycerin range now has a whole lineup of shoe options. The Glycerin Flex is, like the word describes, quite a flexible shoe. It's very different to what is on the market currently. If you think back to when the minimalist boom happened, the Nike Free, we're sort of thinking along those lines. A shoe that's a little bit lower, a little bit more flexible, just different to what the MaxStep shoes are that are currently running the market at the moment. So this shoe is designed to be more of a short speed shoe. You can take it up tempo a little bit. Not really designed as a really long shoe, and the reason for that is that a lot of people are just so used to having a really nice big protective shoe on for their long runs that they probably won't feel as comfortable in a shoe like this. Definitely a great option if you want to change things up a bit with your running. If you want to have a bit of variety, a little bit of difference in stack height, a little bit of difference in heel to toe drop. So we've got 6 mils difference between the heel and the forefoot in this shoe, which is lower than most of the other ones out there on the market at the moment, if we're thinking about the vast majority of shoes currently. It's definitely got a little bit more flex to it, particularly at the forefoot. So for me, when I was running, I felt that it's still quite a stable shoe. So we've got quite a big section of foam here that doesn't have any flex grooves in it. So as you're landing and impacting the ground initially, like that is going to give you a fair amount of stability. And then once you get to the ball of the foot, we get a lot more flexibility. Like that's quite easy to move through that pattern. I personally really liked running in this shoe. It gave me Nike Free vibes. I was a big fan of the Nike Free. I wear minimalist shoes to work as my day-to-day shoes. So for me, being a little bit closer and more in tune with the ground, I really love. Personally, for where I am at the moment in my running journey, I wouldn't take it out on a longer run, just because I feel like as I fatigue, I want a little bit more shoe underneath my foot to sort of help me through. And saying that, I've taken it on hill sprints, I have taken it out on recovery runs, and I have taken it out on one of my longer runs as well. So I've done a fair bit of testing in terms of different run types as well. This shoe is really great if you like getting that little bit more of a feel of the ground. If you don't like the big stacked, big cushion shoes that are on the market at the moment, you want something a little bit different. If you're a runner who likes having a bit of rotation in your shoes, and that's definitely a good thing to have, having different stack heights, different materials, it just gives the foot a little bit of variety, which the foot does enjoy. Then this is a great shoe to have. I've been wearing it as a bit of a day-to-day shoe as well, and it's incredibly comfortable, really comfortable to walk around in. It's built on the Glycerin last, which is quite roomy. I've got a woman's width shoe, and I normally do have to size up to a men's width, just for the width of my foot, but I felt comfortable in the width of the shoe. I didn't feel squished in the toes, which was really great. Obviously it's not an anatomical fit toe like you'd expect from other lower drop shoes, other more flexible shoes, but to be honest, I didn't feel too bad in this compared to some of the other shoes that are out there at the moment. It's really soft through the heel, which I personally love. I really don't like a shoe that has too much stability through here. So it's got no heel counter, really nice and flexible through the back of the shoe, which I really enjoy. The only thing I suppose that I found maybe a little bit different to other shoes out there at the moment is that the tongue is not gusseted, so I just had to make sure I had to sort of line up the tongue nicely before I laced up to make sure it was sitting in the right spot. But all in all, I've really enjoyed testing out this shoe, and it's definitely a shoe that I will keep in my running shoe rotation as I train for Gold Coast Half Marathon.